today's video, we are going to be talking about how to format your references for when you go to submitting job applications. So on my screen, I have my resume pulled up here on the left side, and then we got a blank document here on the right side. So it's a very common misconception that people think they should put their references on their resume. That is actually not true. You actually do not need to put your references directly on your resume. So a lot of times people put them on a third page or the second page, or they'll put it down here at the bottom, something like references available upon request or something like that. That's kind of an outdated saying. We don't really do that anymore. So what you should really be doing, though, is putting your references on a completely separate Word document. So one of the best ways to do this, and I'm going to show you, is just to kind of format them like this. So just come over to your resume, whatever section header you have up here at the top, just take that whole thing, copy it, and then paste it over here in a new document. There we go. So that way it kind of looks very similar. All right, so now that we got our header up here at the top that matches our resume, we're going to come down here and you're going to throw in a section header and just call it references. So just like so, we're going to make that good old 14 font and then put it in bold. And there we go. There's our references title. So I like to put a little line there underneath mine, so you can actually, what you do is hold shift and hit the underscore button up here. Then you hit enter and I'll throw up that line. So it makes it look a little neater. All right, so now we're going to format our references. So what you want to do here is you're going to use like Times New Roman or Calibri as well. I'm going to switch it to, that way it matches my resume. I'm also going to switch this down to 11 font to also match my resume. That way everything kind of flows and matches a little bit. All right, so what we're going to do is typically you have around 3 to 5 references that you list along with your job application. Here is the format that I personally recommend and that our career services office uses. So we're just going to throw one up. Say our reference is Mr. John Smith. Perfect. So we got his name up there. You're going to come down below that and put his position title. So whatever he is at, the company you know him from, or if he works in the same office as you, or if he's a friend, whatever that little position title is, make sure to have that there. And then you're going to come down here and put, the company or organization that he is with. So we're just going to throw this up here. Happy summer camp. And then what you're going to do now is if you can, try to provide a street address for the individual. The reason we do this is because sometimes when they do references check, they might send them a letter or note, something in the mail. It typically doesn't happen in today's time. Typically it's all electronic, but it's always good to, provide that information if you can. So we're going to throw that up there. All right, so then once you got their address and information in there, you're going to throw their email address, and then you're going to include a phone number at the end. So the email and phone number are really important just because that's probably how they're going to contact these individuals. Now see how this made this a hyperlink? What you're going to do is want to get rid of that. So right click the email and then hit remove hyperlink. So you want to make sure you remove that. Now that you have all this information in here, I always like to really point out the most relevant information. So their name up here, I like to put this in bold. And then this phone number, also in bold. Because when they do references checks on their candidates, typically they're going to call this individual and ask them some questions about who you are as a candidate, or they're going to send them an email maybe with a reference check that the person has to fill out. But this is kind of how you format references like this. And then, like I said, we typically have around 3 to 5 references on a application. So what you do for your next ones, just come down, put a space in between them, and then just put the rest of them. So it would kind of look very similar format to this right here. And you just have them listed there. So then what you do is come up here to File, Save As, go to your Documents, and then I like to name it with my T Plunkett, then references 2021. So that's kind of how I like to do them. You don't have to do it that way, but it just helps keep it a little organized, and then you hit save, and then you'll be good to go. But this was a little bit about how to format references for job applications. I hope this is helpful for you all. And of course, if you need anything from our office, feel free to reach out to us. I'll have that contact information at the end of this video. But again, I hope you enjoyed this, and go Racers.